times where digital amp modelers and profilers have conquered stages all over the world. How does the future of guitar amplification look like from your perspective?
I think it's a really interesting question, and it's kind of slightly different to the other questions you asked, because we think that there's always going to be a place for traditional amps, and there is a definite feedback mechanism between your instrument and the amp, and a proper guitar speaker as well, and that is part of a whole instrument. So I think there's a definite move towards profilers, effectors, straight to PA, silent stages, all that stuff, which I'm completely into as well. You know, so I kind of tend to use a bit of a blend of both. Yeah. But I love the feel of the amp as well when I'm playing. So I think there'll always be a requirement for amps like that. But I also think that technology becomes more and more integrated into everybody's lives generally, and into our musical lives, let us say. So I'm using more, we're all using more technology. We were chatting earlier on about your setup. And I think that's the secret for Blackstar. As Paul said, we have digital technology. We have valve solid state. Our digital technology is where we invest most heavily, but we're not really known as a digital brand. We're known as kind of more of a traditional brand, but we have a huge amount of sound generating algorithms that are completely ready to be repurposed in different ways. And for me, I think the lines will continue to be blurred, and I think we're a hardware company who use software in conjunction with our hardware to sort of expand its use. But I think there's also a chance in the future we'll have purely more kind of software products that will be used in conjunction with some hardware. Do you know, I think that will continue to be, the lines will be blurred, because that's what people want.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got some, just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek, but we've got some new valve amps coming soon, so next year, and we take the level of integration of the digital side of what we do to a whole new level. And that's, I think, again, that's something that's going to be something that we do in the future. That for us now at Blackstar HQ and in the R&D department, it used to be the digital guys do digital products, the analog guys do analog products. It's no longer like that. It's got to be a more coherent team, because that integration is really, really important.
But I think the really cool thing for Blackstar is, because of the experience we have of designing real physical amps, we don't just copy or model products without understanding them. When we're doing a digital product, we understand every aspect of how a normal amp works, and we're able to replicate that in incredible detail. So it gives us a real benefit in terms of creating, when any of our digital amps, they sound and feel like a valve amp, and that's because actually they're not just copies, they're actually designed in the traditional way.
Yeah, and as you said, those little secrets parts of the analog amps, as you said, make our amp sound different. That's already completely integrated into the digital side. So our digital amps also aren't fizzy and also sound really natural. Yeah.
So the future looks bright for your innovations and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And you know what? The really great, the one good thing that's come out of this terrible pandemic is the fact that more and more people have started playing guitar again.
That's true.
They've discovered music as a way to feel better, to express themselves. So
that's true. That's true.